Hello and happy Halloween, everyone, wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. But before I get started, I gotta ask you all, what do you think of the meme coins on the XRP ledger? Put it in the comments section down below. I must have had countless people ask me why I'm not talking about meme coins on this channel. And I told them all, you know, I don't invest in meme coins anymore. I did early on when I first got into crypto, and I lost some money doing it at the same time. But, you know, I look at it as gambling, and I think a lot of those meme coins are going to end up being rug pulls in the end. Now, they are bringing a lot of hype to the XRP ledger. They're also bringing value to the XRP ledger as well. And I'm going to tell you, like I told them, if people want to invest in meme coins, then so be it. Go do it if that's what you want to do. But I am not going to shill garbage. And then I had people try to convince me that some of these meme coins have actual utility. I'm just not seeing it. That's just my opinion. But we're looking at XRP sitting here just above 52 cents. And right now we're kind of going sideways once again. And that's because Bitcoin dominance is still very high. Once the Bitcoin dominance starts to fall, then these altcoins will start to rise in price. And that's what I expect to happen next, leading us into alt season. Former Ripple executive predicts XRP will surpass Bitcoin. It happened back in 2018, and I do believe it's definitely going to happen again. History is going to repeat in crypto. But look at the top 10 back then. You had Ripple, you had Stellar, ADA, IOTA. These are cryptocurrencies that are going to be part of the new financial system. I even think the current top 10 cryptocurrencies, I think that's going to change over time. Once utility starts driving the price of some of these cryptocurrencies, it's going to change everything going forward. Once the hype is gone out of crypto, things are going to change very fast. U.S. crypto investors are 74% male and 26% female. Are you surprised by these results? I'm not surprised by that, honestly. I know people that tell me all the time, yo, I just bought more crypto, and my wife is going to be so pissed off. My wife is very supportive of me buying crypto, but that's because I showed her how we're moving into the digital age. Digital money, digital transactions. I said, you know, listen, this is our one shot to get true financial freedom, possibly even generational wealth, if we hold on to these cryptocurrencies long enough. And she's very supportive of it because she sees what's going on with the US dollar. Same thing is going to happen with a lot of people that you talk to about crypto in the past. Right now, they don't see the value in it. But once you get rich off of it, all of a sudden, they will also have to have it. The difference is you bought way under $1. When they get into crypto, they're going to be buying XRP above $10. Most likely even above $20 or $30. A lot of people are going to be buying XRP at the top of alt season this time around again. You know, there's people that bought XRP above $2.50 back in 2018. A lot of those people are still holding. And the only way you ever lose money in crypto is if you sell. I see people say all the time, I just lost so much money in XRP. How the hell did you lose money? Unless you sold it. If you didn't sell it, we are still waiting for XRP to take off. And that's coming. I think this Christmas is going to look a lot different than last Christmas. This can't possibly be right, can it? That's what David Schwartz says. Our latest poll shows that 5% of all voters consider themselves single-issue crypto voters, putting to rest the ongoing questions about whether the crypto industry has astroturfed its power this election cycle. 5% is more than enough to flip the presidential race, every single battleground Senate contest, and then some. Double-clicking, that means 1/4 of current and past crypto owners consider themselves single-issue voters. I am not a single-issue voter. I look at a lot of different aspects when I vote for someone. I worry about the economy. The economy, I think we are going to see a major crash next year, no matter who wins as president. I think the $36 trillion in debt isn't going away as quick as people think it's going to happen. And everything is lining up for a major crash next year. Going forward, I want to see a lot of changes happen in the United States. But we also need to change a lot of changes in Congress, because that's where the laws are made. You know, Congress is the ones that create the law, and they are the ones that will give a clear path forward for crypto. But, you know, I do believe crypto investors are going to play a significant role in the 2024 elections. Boom, Ripple versus SEC settlement before the 4th of November. But that's not what this is about. What this is about is this right here. XRP lawsuit. U.S. court orders Ripple to consider alternative resolution. So this is that class action lawsuit that's taking place in California. That's what this is about. And the judge wants them to come up with a possible alternative resolution. I think Brad might be convinced to just settle this out and, you know, come to some sort of settlement offer maybe. I've been keeping an eye on this, and so far this seems to be dragging on like the Ripple versus SEC case. But November 4th has nothing to do with the Ripple versus SEC case. I just wanted to clear that up. Ripple CEO, Black Swan warning. During Ripple Swell 2024, Brad Garlinghouse speculated a Black Swan event could turn the United States into the blockchain capital of the world. Take a listen to this.
The last slide we'll put up has manifested interestingly. You look at the left side of this chart, and it shows, you know, how many companies in the internet space are U.S.-based and U.S. value accretion, and then the right side is kind of in the crypto space, and it's kind of not surprising. You know, if we, as you and I have talked about, you know, the earliest days of the internet, the regulatory clarity was created through the 1996 Telecommunications Act, and so investors flowed in, entrepreneurs flowed in. That hasn't yet happened in the United States as it relates to crypto. Hopefully soon, but you know, maybe this will change. I'm hopeful, and I agree it could be a black swan event.
So is he talking about the crypto regulations could possibly lead to a black swan event, or could it be the fall of Tether? $1 billion in USDT minted at Tether Treasury. And suddenly, Bitcoin surges. Odd timing since Tether just broke its peg again, raising real concerns about stability. And while other countries dump U.S. bonds, Tether seems to be buying them up and pushing Bitcoin's price higher. So essentially, Bitcoin is propped up by U.S. debt at a time where countries are dumping our debt, sending our debt back to the United States. I don't think this is going to end well, honestly. I think we are going to watch Tether fall once they have a place to put all of that debt. And you see it happening with BlackRock and their new stablecoin. They want to back that by U.S. bonds. Ripple also tokenizing U.S. bonds on the XRP ledger. Once they have a solution outside of Tether, that's when they will let Tether collapse out. And that could possibly happen a lot sooner than we think. SWIFT may not exist in 5 years, says MasterCard CEO. So remember when he said this? He said SWIFT would exist after 5 years. It would be gone. And he said this at the World Economic Forum. But some people there said they didn't agree with them. They said that it could take longer than 5 years. Not that it's not going to happen. They think it's going to happen after 5 years. But things are changing around SWIFT. 90% of cross-border payments are delivered to beneficiary banks within an hour, but transparency remains a significant challenge. So the financial industry has made notable strides towards achieving the G20 targets for cross-border payments, particularly in speed. But the problem is not just the speed. It's also the fact that it's very expensive to send money over SWIFT. However, only 3 countries currently meet the G20 target of delivering 75% of payments within an hour end-to-end. During SIBO's 2024, Beijing, Delgado highlighted that market infrastructure's limitations, such as lack of 24/7 availability and regulatory requirements, are hindering more progress. Transparency, however, remains a significant challenge. Payment providers should provide upfront transparency on the cost of the transaction as well. A lot of the transactions that happen, people don't realize what the fees are until they already initiate that transaction. And this is where SWIFT is lagging. And they're dragging their feet to get things really moving. And that's why the BIS is trying to push ahead with or without SWIFT. So I think SWIFT is going to be with us into the future. But I think eventually it's going to lose a lot of the transactions it has today and a lot of the banks that are on board with SWIFT today, because you already see countries pushing away from SWIFT. Also, you're going to see bank after bank leaving SWIFT when there's a better option out there. And SWIFT doesn't have any intentions on lowering those fees, because the big banks are the ones in control of those fees. When an alternative shows up, that's when the banks will ditch SWIFT. I think most likely by 2028, going into 2029. I think SWIFT will at least be with us until then. But when you look at the XRP chart, you also got to look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. Because what we're waiting for is that dominance to start falling. And that's when the real excitement will begin. But don't listen to the naysayers. There's a lot of people out there pushing this narrative that this is going to be a Bitcoin-only cycle. And they're absolutely wrong. This cycle is still going to play out like every other previous cycle. The only thing that's going to change these cycles going forward is use case, utility, and adoption. Crypto regulations could also change this cycle. You know, that could have a major impact on how high the price of Bitcoin gets. Right now, I still think Bitcoin is going to come in somewhere around $100,000 to $120,000. I think a lot of people are not factoring in the massive sell-off that's going to happen at 100K. There's a lot of people in Bitcoin that also want to break away from Bitcoin. They want to sell this cycle because of BlackRock getting involved with Bitcoin. There's a lot of maxis now that think the future of Bitcoin is changing, and a lot of them don't like it. And you could see that. And a lot of them are also starting to see the value in something like XRP. You know, we are in the digital age. XRP is going to be one of the biggest cryptocurrencies once we make the transition from the current system into the digital system. And we're already pushing into it. It's happening in real time. All you got to do right now is nothing. Just stay patient, stay positive, and we will get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. Once again, happy Halloween. I'll see you in the next one.